Shh. He's going for the cherries. You said mice like Gouda. Not in the morning. Cheese tires them out. They need fruit for energy.
Hi, welcome back to Sue Says, and we're going to start the celebration of holidays with the cheese board. So we have some great selections to have me try today, not you, but when you're out in the store, then maybe you can find these. We have 8 cheeses. Then we're going to start with everyone's favorite, Kraft. Then we've got Cracker Barrel, Sargento, Cabot. And these are all sharp to extra sharp cheddar. Tillamook, a Stoneridge 15-year cheddar. Then we've got a Murray's Irish cheddar. And Hooks, which just seems to be our most expensive brand, 12-year cheddar. And as I go through them, we're going to have a little history about them, which I found out was a lot of things I didn't know about these cheeses. So let's get started and say cheese. All right, the magic of video. We have our cheese slices, and I have it to wash down with a little Pinot Noir, because what goes better with cheese than wine or beer? So I've chosen wine. So if I get a little talky at the end, it's the wine, not the cheese. So my first choice of the cheese to start out with is Kraft, K-R-A-F-T. Everyone remembers that commercial. The little history behind this cheese is it actually started in 1903 by a man who emigrated to this country, and he had $65 in his pocket and rented a horse and buggy and sold cheese, door to door. And then a few years later, his brothers joined him, and they just expanded the company, and they actually came up with a patent to store cheese in a tin so they can actually send it over to the soldiers in World War I. And well, the rest is history with all their verging with Philip Morris, Oscar Mayer, Toblerone. And the rest is history. That's why they are a multi-billion-dollar company, as you see today. So the first one up is Kraft. Remember, this is a sharp cheddar. So I'll take a little bite here, so I might have a little sample later. Very sharp and cheddary. This is good for grating and melting. The softer cheeses, they have, good for your nachos or macaroni cheese and tacos. So that is the Kraft sharp cheddar, and I like that. That's, home cooking for me. So let me wash that one out. The wine is good too. That's Josh. But that's a whole nother YouTube video I'll do later on wine. And the next one is Cracker Barrel. This actually came about in 1954, and it's kind of like the that game of the Kevin Bacon, how they're all related. Well, Cracker Barrel is not a Cracker Barrel. It's actually an affiliation with Kraft. So they came out with Cracker Barrel and Cracker Barrel companies, and again, the rest is history on that. It's a good strong smell. It's a little sharper than the Kraft. I've actually never had Cracker Barrel cheese before, so some of these are going to be my first. And I finally have actually been to one of their restaurants. They actually have very good food. So the Cracker Barrel, I like that one. That's good. So now we've got Sargento, which is actually a newer company. This was discovered or started in 1954. And Sargento is actually not even the family's last name. It's Genovine, or it doesn't even sound Italian, but it is not Sargento, so that's not a family name. But it was started by Gervine company. Kind of has a smell like cheese nips. Now, it does say extra sharp cheddar, but I don't think it's as sharp as the Cracker Barrel or the Kraft. But it is a fine cheese. All right, our third up is Cabot. Cabot is actually a company based out of Vermont. And I believe they started up in 1909. So they're an old company, and they've been around for a while. Has the same sharp smell as the other cheddars. It's sharp, but it doesn't have that little bite. It doesn't last or linger on your tongue like the other ones do. So I know the holidays coming. Charcuterie boards are really popular. So if you want a selection of cheese, I'd recommend soft cheeses and hard cheeses. And these are not soft cheese like blue cheese or anything, but at room temperature, they do get a little soft, and I think they add a little more flavor when they get room temperature. Now, the next cheese we have up is Tillamook. I've never had this cheese before. I've had it in shredded, but I've never really seen it until like last year. And this is actually a cheese company that had dairy farms in Wisconsin and California. Those are the only two places they have their dairy farms. And they also make, of course, you've seen ice creams and cream cheeses and stuff. So I'm going to try the Tillamook next. That is a really very sharp tasting cheddar for just being sharp cheddar, not extra sharp. But that one's pretty good. Now, these cheeses, I don't know how long they are aged. I can't imagine, they're probably like 9 months or less than a year. And so I don't think, I think those would actually be good melting cheeses. Now, as you get to the harder cheeses like Stoneridge and Hooks and this Murray, these are not going to be very meltable. But I think they're going to be fine tasting cheeses. So what we have is we actually have a 15-year aged yellow cheddar cheese. This one is based out of Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin is known as the cheesehead state. So I think I'm expecting it to be pretty good. I actually picked this up the other day, and because I wanted an older cheese. This per pound, as I've seen it, can run $13 or more. So this isn't your most expensive cheese, but I think it's good for the price. So let's try it out. Ooh, it's got a very strong cheddar scent. Wow. If you like strong cheese, Stoneridge is the way to go. It's got so much flavor, and it kind of just sits on your tongue as a I can't even explain it. It's just very, so sharp. It's definitely something you would have to wash down with a beer or a wine afterwards. So you would not want to mix it with another cheese, eating it right after. Cheese and grapes, that would be great, but this is really strong. I love it. All right, the next one we have up here is the Irish Cheddar. I saw this in the store. I'm like, hey, why not try it? This is another cheese made out of Wisconsin. And let's see where it goes. It's a mild scent. It has a, not as strong cheddar as this Stoneridge, but it has, let me try it again. Kind of tastes like it has like a little beer in it. It's not like a beer cheese, but it does, it's good. It's good. But I think it has a strong beer taste. So let's see. On to our next hooks, which is the most expensive cheese. This can run anywhere from 30 to over $100 a pound. So the small ounce, it's not even a pound. This was about $15. I've never had a $15 cheese. I've gone to a party once where they had a cheese wheel. I can't remember how old it was, but it was like the best cheese I've ever had. So I don't know if it's the aging process that helps the cheese be better, or if it's just the texture. Now this Hooks, they actually make a 20-year-old cheese, and they say anywhere from 5 to 8 years it's sharper, but then after the 8 years it starts to become really mellow. And some of these cheeses will have some crystals in it, but it doesn't mean it's salt pieces. It's just the enzymes and the cheese texture in there. So we're going to go with the Hooks at 12 years and see what happens. Very rich, very strong, and I think that would be good for a cheese board. I think with the little cracker underneath it, it might mellow it out. These two are very close in flavor. So let me go one more round with the newer cheeses, and I will come up with my top 3. Here's the cheese. All right, so Kraft. Good melting cheese. Good. Cracker Barrel. Okay. Sargento. Nice. And Cabot. Okay. Tillamook. All right. Um, I've narrowed it down to my top 3, and I'm going to leave the top 3 on my board here. Sorry if you like Sargento. Cracker Barrel. Sorry, it's gone. Tillamook. As much as I would like to put this in my top 3, I just don't. I think this would be a good like fondue mixed with a beer. But I don't. Not one of my favorites. But it's good. Don't get me wrong. All right, one more Cabot. All right. All right. So we're down to the 3. And I am going to go with my 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1 pick. I'm actually going to go with I'm going to, and I'm surprised, even though this is the oldest, and, oh, not the oldest, the most expensive cheese, I'm going to make that number 3 choice, the Hooks 12 year. I mean, it's really good. I kind of wish it had the little crystals in it, like I've had sampled cheeses before. But that's 3rd place, Hooks. Then I'm going to go with the good old Kraft cheese. Great for any recipes, from macaroni and cheese to nachos to just putting it on a cracker. It's a good cheese. I didn't think I would prefer it over the other brands, but I've never really compared them. And I do know this does have an oil, the cheese oil comes out in it when you do melt it on nachos or something. So I always thought maybe I had like vegetable oil in it, but I don't think so. That's just the natural oil from the cheese, because it is made with milk, so I don't know how it can get an oil. And my number 1 choice is going to be my Stoneridge, Wisconsin. Hats off to you, cheeseheads. Cheese Cellar, 15-year-old cheddar cheese. It just comes alive. It just, I don't know, it's strong, but it is such a fantastic, strong cheese taste that you don't mind having it again. Now, it is a little rich, but I think it's a great cheese for your cheese board. So if you're going to put together a cheese board this holiday, you can't go wrong with either one of these. So number 1 is my Stoneridge cheese cellar, 2 Wisconsin cheeses, and 1 Chicago cheese. So hats off to you. Enjoy your holidays. If you have any ideas or comments that you want to see done on this show as to test out, put your comments below. Be nice to me, but I can take some feedback. That's okay. I'll deal with that. So until next time, Sue says go with the Stoneridge cheese cheddar 15-year, then Kraft, and then the Hooks. So I enjoyed this this video, and I've been waiting for a long time to try out all these cheeses. So I hope you take my advice, but of course, each his own, and you can pick whichever cheese you like. So, cheers and happy holidays. Sue says, cheese.
Ihr habt Mais.
He's good.
5120 Nortondale. January 4th, owe $800. Don't forget to get toothpaste and saran wrap.
We're in sort of a hurry. I just want to warn you about this mouse.
Yeah. You got asbestos, all right. I bet it's up in the ceiling, mostly. Shouldn't take me more than a day or two to remove it.